Welcome to Morning Coach Today. I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. Excited you're here. It's July 31st, 2023. It's a Monday, end of the month. And it's exciting time because we get to start a new month. We're leaving our check act month. We are in a do month, which means time to take action. Let's take some action this month. Let's get it going. Those of you in the 100-day challenge, I notice there's a few check marks missing, some X's. Make sure you get up in the community and you hit that check. You know, you get in that 100-day community and that spreadsheet and check off what you're working on. If you've been slacking, it's only been a couple weeks, but if you've been slacking, it's time to get it back and going. Okay, let's get it back and going. But I'm excited about this week. I'm excited about this month. It's a do month. And I'm excited about the topics this month because we're talking about confidence, assertiveness, optimism, positivity, happiness, and finally validation. So we got a great list of topics to go over, starting this week with today with a focus on positivity and optimism. Tomorrow we got a brand new book go up in the book study area. This one was recommended by Roxanne. I'm excited to do this. Read this book. It's called Embrace the Chaos, How India Taught Me to Stop Overthinking and to Start Living. We're going to intro that tomorrow, and I'm going to give you some speed reading tips tomorrow. And we'll be starting that in the following week because we've got 5 weeks this month, which is great. So it gives us an extra month. We're going to do part 1, part 2, part 3, and then a conclusion. And we're going to intro tomorrow. Wednesday, we've got what focus on expands the power of the positive. And we're going to get into this a little bit, talk about that power of the positive, that higher consciousness that makes the world a better place. Thursday is Ask a JB. And I've had some really good questions coming in, specifically on how do we get to the 10K and what about the first million? Is it the hardest? So we're going to have a good one on Thursday. Friday, understanding deficit and positive cash flow. Want to check into this one. More ILD kind of ideas, intelligent life design. Saturday, staying positive tips. How to stay positive, really focused on doing the right thing, staying positive. And then Sunday, the power of belief. So we got a great week planned. This month topics are awesome. They just are tied into what we do. But there is some trouble with this, right? So when we start thinking about positivity, we're thinking, is this the myopic positivity that we always talk about, day by day in every way, I'm getting better and better. That old mantra or the cheesy Saturday Night Live character. I'm Stuart Smalley. I'm feeling great and getting better every day. I like those mantras. I do like that. I'd rather have somebody positive, but we don't want to get into the fake kind of myopic positivity. We want to talk about true positivity. And where is that at? Where is true positivity? There's only one place. It's in your mind. And if I can equate this to golf, okay, when I'm on the golf course, I'm extremely negative. And it's because I don't have the confidence that we're going to talk about, right? And so then all of a sudden it affects my game. I'm playing good. I have one bad swing. And then all of a sudden my brain gets very negative. Now I teach this, right? But what we're trying to do is get to 51% positive and 49% negative, not 51% negative and 49% positive. We want to get the positive thoughts more than the negative thoughts. But the truth is 80% of the population, according to Dr. Hawkins, lives in fear and anger. So they're negative most of the time. If 80% of people are negative, then that's what we're getting. Can't you see that? I mean, just go on social media and you can see most people are negative most of the time. I'm in a real small town right now. We're getting ready. We're working on Florida to go back. We're going to go back and forth. And this is where I'm from. I came up here because I wanted to get away. I wanted to build a retreat center on a lake. And I did. It's awesome. One day you'll have to come by. You'll see we're on a lake. I'm starting to kayak. I'm starting to do the canoe more. I'm starting to get into the water activities, which I never really did before. Getting into hiking, doing things that are kind of nature-y, outdoor, because I've been in the city for 30 years. So this is a new thing for me. Golf used to be my nature, but now I'm really getting out there and enjoying this and the peace that comes along with that. With that being said, we have a mayor that I know. I play basketball with him, grew up with him. Nice guy, doing a lot of progressive things for the town. And I'm in a town that's just outside Chicago, 1 hour outside Chicago, about an hour, 10 minutes to the retreat center from the airport. And we have a lot of people now that are coming from Chicago and buying houses here. And they have money. And a lot of people in this small town don't have money. It's a little factory town. That's what I grew up in, right? And so there's this big battle. Do you want to be progressive and make it this kind of resort area, or do you want to keep it the same? And so the mayor gets blamed for everything. And it's just crazy to go on Facebook just to say, why don't you fill this pothole? And how many negative people just hammer him. And I feel for him. I don't know how he does it, but he just sticks right with it. And he keeps going, right? He just keeps going with it. So for me, I see it. There's a lot of negativity in the world. There's a lot of negativity around us. There's cognitive dissonance. It's continually happening, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's just negativity, right? And then our brains is where the negativities are occurring, our thoughts. And as we observe our thoughts and we learn to become more of that observer that I talk about so much, connecting to that spiritual side. And you'll see I'm really doing more meditation and doing some YouTube on the Muse and some technical meditation because I'm trying to get better at this. And even since last year, if you've been with me a couple of years, I know we got a lot of new people, but I started talking about the gold medal mind and working in this area, and it's a constant battle. I wish I could say this ends immediately, but it doesn't. It's a constant battle. There's this war in our mind between the negative and positive. And what we're trying to do, and if you can write something down today, write this down. We're trying to become 51% positive and 49% negative. We just want to tilt more to the positive. And you understand why. Because Zig Ziglar back in the day, who was one of my mentors, I love Zig Ziglar. Probably the first book that got me started was See You at the Top. When I was 16 in a health class, somebody gave me that. I had to think about that because I never knew where I got this positivity from. And it really was from reading that book. And Zig used to talk about that, look, he'll never play in the NBA. There's things he can't do just by thinking positive. And we know that. And that's what the brain grasps onto. It says, well, why are you thinking positive about that? You'll never be able to do it. But Zig used to say this, and I believe it. He said, you will do everything better if you think positive about it instead of thinking negative. And I subscribe to that. I really believe that. And so keeping your brain positive is a really important part and really nourishing your mind with positivity. Coming here to Morning Coach, using some of our Evening Coach tools, getting the positive stuff in there. And then there's an aspect of it that's huge, and that's staying healthy. So one of the things I've noticed in now, going on 30 days of not drinking, right in that area of really focusing on health in my 100-day challenge, I'm starting to see more clarity and less negativity. If I go on a bender in a weekend and I drink, I can tell you that alcohol affects my cognitive ability to stay positive, right? And so really understanding your own health and what works for you and what doesn't is really critical. Now, I'm the type of person that understands, has kind of the ADHD dopamine, right? So it's like my brain has to be stimulated all the time. The reason alcohol works so well for me is because it causes my brain to slow down a little bit. But it also hurts me really bad, so I can't go that direction. I got to find other things. Meditation, going out in a kayak, the sauna, the jacuzzi. These are tools that I need to be able to perform at the highest levels that I can mentally, not physically. And that's what's so important. And I've been highly disappointed on the golf course recently because I haven't been practicing. My expectations are really high, and I have personally been negative. The last couple of years in the business, I have gotten very negative, and I had to change it. And the 10X book really helped me a lot. I have to tell you, the 10X book changed my mentality on a lot of things. It got me thinking differently. And that's what this is. It's all about thinking differently. The other thing that I've been really cautious of is following people and clearing up my social media. I don't want to be around a bunch of people that are complaining or victims or have problems or issues. Obviously, if you're in our community, that's totally different. I'm here to work with you and support you down the path. But I don't want my social structure to be around that, right? I don't want people that are politically fighting about certain things and pushing agendas. I'm focused on my lane and how I can impact and support the world. And if more of us did that, we would actually have a bigger impact on the world. And it's hard. It's challenging because there's so much noise. There's so much mental noise. If you think your mind is a garden, you're just allowing weeds to come in there like crazy. And eventually the weeds just take it over and you can't think right. And what's amazing about the 10X book that helped me start shifting is it got me back to my own personal beliefs about manifestation, manifesting things in my life. Because what we talk a lot about is belief. Thoughts are things, beliefs make them so, and then the actions you do will solidify the beliefs. But I can't crawl into your head. But if I could, I would know whether you believe it or you don't believe it. And this is a real secret to progress, whether it's getting better in health, making your relationships better, or working out, or, making more money, building a business. I know in your head what's going on if I could get in there, and I can't, but you can. And that's the real secret, right? It's like you can fake it till you make it with everybody else, but you can't fake it in your own mind. And that's where the breakdown occurs. And that's why I had to make some big changes in order to 10X. I had to start shifting the way that I'm doing it. I'm doing some interviews now, bringing new people in, getting to meet amazing people. I've never done that. We're doing some onboarding and we're doing some meetings now, live coaching, which hopefully you get an opportunity to come to, which I've never done. And the reason I'm doing that, we got a professional expert meeting coming up. We've got a live coaching. We also have a onboarding incubator, which I love those, where I answer questions, building new resource pages, bringing stuff together, working on the planner to make it better. And I'm excited about that, right? I'm doing things that I haven't done before because the book that we just finished was so good at going, well, 2X is just doing more of what you're doing. Why 10X is not working harder, changing the whole game, right? So that takes me back to the point, do you believe? Because that's what it comes down to. So the myopic positivity, when we talk about that Pollyanna, oh my gosh, everything's beautiful, everything's great, the world's awesome, it's going to be amazing. Okay, that's kind of myopic. That's just something you're saying. That's not really what you're believing. What you're believing is what you believe in your mind. And that, if you're going to be Pollyanna, it's great. Great. Be that way. Put that good energy out there. I want to see it. But what I want to do is dig into your head when you're alone, when you're quiet. And I can see in there, do you really believe in what you're doing? Do you really believe in your 100-day challenge? Do you really believe that you can accomplish the things that you're putting out there in your mission? Because if you don't, we've got to work on being positive with that. That's the breakdown. When I'm standing over a golf shot, for example, I had one the other day. It was just so stupid. So we doubled the bet. We're down like $60. I wasn't playing very good. I hit a great drive, and my buddy goes, just hit 100. So I hit a 100-yard shot up to the 100-yard area, so I had another 100. So then I get up the 100-yard shot, and my brain is going, don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't hit it in a bunker. Don't miss it. And so I rushed to try to get my mind to shut off, and guess what I did? I hit it in a bunker. So then I got in a bunker. I was all frustrated, and I went to get out of the bunker, and I bladed it into the wall, and it bounced straight up and back. And so I had to check myself. I was like, gosh, dang it, stop. Why are you so negative? Why is your brain beating you up? And I said, just stop everything. And I got in the moment, and I said, you know what? If I don't get up and down, because I was getting a stroke, we were going to lose, which means we doubled the bet. So we lost $120. Now, I know it's not a ton, but I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose my partner money. Not me. More importantly, is my partner. And so in my head, my heart's beating 1,000,000 miles an hour. My head's going crazy. And I just stepped back and said, come on, be positive, believe, stop. Why are you being so negative? And I slowed everything down. And I hit a chip, probably the best chip of my life. It almost went in, had an inch putt, got out of there 6 for 5. My partner got a birdie. We ended up winning the hole, taking the bet all the way back down. So the point is, I know that's golf, but it's the same thing in life. Whenever we go to do something, your brain, that self-talk, all that noise can stop you from being great. But what's scary to me is not about the noise, is do you really believe? And those shots that I hit, that 100-yard shot and that sand shot, I didn't believe. I didn't believe I could hit that shot. I had doubt. And when I went to the other ball, I just slowed down and I got rid of the doubt and said, just hit a shot. Believe in yourself. Let's be positive. And I hit a shot that was unbelievable. Now, what have I thought about the last couple weeks is those 3 or 4 holes that were just horrible. It's crazy because it's negative, and the negative is challenging to get out. And so we got to kind of wash your mind. Get rid of that and focus on the positivity. Not the myopic stuff, but really believing in yourself. And that's what I want to do today. And that's what we're going to do this week. And that's what Morning Coach helps you do. And why it's so important, because this is about rewiring, rechanging your mind so that you have the positive so that you can live your best life. And we're doing that together. So let's get out there and have a great week. Let's get off to a great start. Tomorrow we got a new book that I can't wait to get into that Roxanne has shared with us. I'm going to give you some speed reading tips, and then we're going to continue down this positivity path of making our lives better by believing, by putting that great energy out there. I love you. Go do it to it. Go have a great morning, and I'll see you tomorrow morning right here on morningcoach.com.